What's up, y'all? Yeah, you know who this is. This is Sharina from the Hawaii 808, y'all, from the 50th state. Check out my YouTube channel. Like, comment, and share. Subscribe, y'all. Hit that button, y'all. Yeah, you know what time it is. Peace. Aloha. All right, my Hawaii Fab 808 family. Today we are doing collard greens with smoked ham hock, you guys. And I don't mess around when I'm cooking collard greens because I cook a lot. That is a case of collard greens, you guys. Yes. Compliments of Hickam Commissary. Shout out to May and Mike. Thank you for my special order of my case of collard greens, y'all. Yes, I do love collard greens. So we have a case of collard greens. We got smoked ham hocks, you guys. Smoked ham hocks. And the seasoning. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get everything set. And I'm going to show you how to pick, cut, and clean the collard greens. So I'll probably do about 2 to 4 bunches, but I'm definitely not going to do the case on camera. A case of collard greens, that's going to be a long video. But we're going to do the ham hocks. We're going to go ahead and put them on. Then we're going to cut up the greens and we're going to cook them. Okay? So that way you know how to cook some collard greens. And of course, you guys, I'm showing you the seasonings and stuff like that. But no family recipes. Okay? But you will get the concept of how to cook and pick and clean collard greens, you guys, with smoked ham hocks. You can also use smoked turkey necks. If you don't want it, you want it without it, however you want it. It tastes really good with smoke. Whatever smoke is, smoked ham, whatever. Okay, but I'm using smoked ham hocks. And these babies are pretty big. Okay, usually I use like 8 to 10. But these are big enough. All right, you guys, here we go. Let's do it. Let's rock. First, you want to get a pot. You want to fill it over half of water, okay? So let's put some more water in there. There we go. All right. So let me bring my soap over here so I can wash my hands. We're going to go ahead and open up these ham hocks and put them in the pot. And you want to keep your water on because we're going to wash the ham hocks off really good, okay? I always keep my trash by me. So these are nice and sealed, you guys. These ham hocks are definitely nice and sealed. So I'm just going to go ahead and open them up. Alright. Let's get some scissors. Let me cut it open. They're nice and sealed. That's a good thing. All right. There we go. So what you want to do is take out your ham hock and wash it really well. Okay? So each one you want to make sure you wash it off. Okay. Put it in the pot. We're going to go ahead and open up these other ones. And of course, I'm using kitchen scissors. To open them up. Rinse that baby off. These are some big ham hocks, you guys. Look at that, big shanks. Good Lord, these ham hocks are nice and big. Compared to the ones I vacuum sealed. Because I buy ham hocks like that. Okay, these are my frozen ones that I already had sealed. So just wash them off really good. Put them on in there. There we go. All right, let me wipe down my area, you guys. Rest these hands. You want to wash your hands really good before you touch your seasoning. Okay, there we go. Rinse this out. All right. So now we're gonna get down with the seasoning, y'all. Okay. So Lawry seasoning. Okay. And you want to use a generous amount because you have a big pot. I always do a big pot of greens, okay? I don't measure. I just do it. I pour it in. And then when I cook my collard greens, I taste as I go. Okay? Okay, so Lawry's seasoned salt, you guys. Okay? I'm going to use accent for my greens. Now, if you have greens that might be tough or, you know, when they're done and they're a little bit tough, you always want to use accent seasoning or baking soda, a pinch of baking soda, okay? So I always use accent seasoning though. And if my greens are a little bit tough, I put a pinch of baking soda in there. I have seasoned salt, which I call season all. Doesn't matter how you call it, it's the same thing. Okay, a generous amount, you guys. Crushed red pepper. And with the crushed red pepper, if you like really hot stuff, then you pour it in. Me, I taste as I go, okay? And we have garlic powder. Like I said, use a generous amount. Especially if you're doing a pot of greens, y'all. I'm going to put some onion powder in there. There we go. And you want to do a pinch of salt, okay? A pinch of salt will make the greens taste a whole different world, okay? All right, there we go. So we're gonna go ahead and put it on the pot. I'm gonna put it on high heat, and then we're gonna go ahead and start picking, cutting, and cleaning the greens, okay? So we can put it in here. Okay, so let's just get the ham hocks going, and I'm going to be cooking these greens overnight. Okay, some people like to cook their ham hocks first and let it get like usually it takes like 4 hours for ham hocks to get done, and they want to do it within 4 hours and then put their greens in. But I like to cook my greens overnight. Okay, I like to boil it and then cut it down to medium temperature. All right, you guys, so we'll be back. And clean out your sink really good. Scrub it down before you put your collard greens in. Okay, so on that note, I want to come back. In the meantime, go ahead and clean out your sink really good so we can go ahead and get started with the greens. All right, my Hawaii 5808 family, we are putting some water in the sink. We're going to make it at least halfway full. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to use is distilled vinegar, and this is definitely a disclosure. This is what I use. This is how I clean my greens, because you know sometimes they have that toxic chemicals on your greens and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you clean your greens thoroughly. So this is what I do, and once again, this is a disclosure. Okay, so I use distilled vinegar. And you can, if you're going to clean your greens, put 1 cup of distilled vinegar in there. I also use peroxide. And being that you're doing a whole sink of water, about here, I use a cup each. A cup of distilled vinegar and a cup of peroxide. And I also use salt. Even though you're cleaning your greens and you're cleaning it thoroughly, you want to make sure that you have nothing leaving, especially the fresh greens that come from the garden. They have worms on it, so you want to double check it when you're cleaning it and make sure that you don't have nothing on there. And that's why this salt is important. Okay, so it don't matter how much salt you put in. It's all up to you. And then I stir it around. Whoa. Okay. So we'll let the water keep going. And we're going to get ready to go ahead and pick our greens. So I will be back when I got my sink halfway filled and we get ready. We're going to get ready to go ahead and pick, cut, and wash these greens. Okay, you guys? Okay, you guys. So we have a bunch of collard greens. Okay, this is called a bunch. Okay. And then what we're going to do, we're going to unwrap it. Okay. Take this off, put this to the side, and we're going to check each leaf at a time, okay? These are some kind of big babies, okay? So what you want to do is check, and what you're checking for, make sure there's no insects, no worms or whatever. Usually when it comes from the store, it's really good. But still, you have to look at it, and then once it looks good, put it in the middle, okay, right there in the seam. This is collard greens, not collard greens and stems, okay? So we only want the greens, okay? When you're giving somebody some stems, that's like being cheap and disrespectful on the collard greens, y'all, okay? So there you go. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to keep going and just take the bunch, look at it. Okay, go ahead and fold it. Don't fold it this way, fold it this way, because it has a better grip on bringing those collards down. Okay, there you go. Okay, we're just going to keep doing it so that way you get an idea how to pick your greens. And I call it deveining it, getting it off that stem. Okay, fold it, bring it on down. And what I do is I do a bunch at a time. Okay, just bring it on down. Make sure you got those leaves, not the stems. Some people like the stems. I don't. Okay. I'm like, if you're giving somebody some collard greens, you want to make sure you got greens. And always, I love fresh greens. That's the only way I would eat my greens is fresh greens. I don't like cans. I don't like, you know, the ones that comes in a pre-pack. I like to pick, cut, and clean my greens myself. That way I know my greens are clean. Alright, you guys. So go ahead and fold it again. Bring it on down. Okay. Okay, and of course, you're going to get something like this, but that's fine because it's part of the greens. Okay, so you don't see no more stems. So what you want to do is you just want to gather all this up. And what I like to do, I like to roll it up when I cut it. And I like to be by the sink, because that way when I cut it up, I just put it right in the sink. Okay? Alright? And it depends on how do you like the size. Okay? All depends on you. So just cut it. Cut it. I like it like bite size. Okay? Just like that. All depends on you. Okay? But this is the easy way. That way you can just go ahead and put them right on in the sink. No messing. No messing around, baby. Alright. So we're going to do one more bunch. Okay? Once again, here we go. Here's a bunch. And I do a bunch at a time. We're going to go ahead and untwist it. I'm going to put that to the side. Check my collard greens, front and back. Okay. Fold it this way. And go ahead and bring it on down to the stem as close as you can, okay? You see how clean that is? You want to make sure it's nice and close so you don't lose no greens, okay? Now look at this one. This is big. It's still good. Okay? And sometimes the greens, I mean, the store does really good about washing their greens. But of course you're going to get some dirt. That's why you got to wash it thoroughly. Like between 10 and 12 times. Okay? Double check it. Okay? Go ahead and bring it down. And see? See how clean that stem is? Alright. Double check it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. Check it both ways. Go as close to the stem as you can. Bring it on down. And this is how the stem should be, nice and clean, okay? Like I said, I do not like the stems in my collard greens. I only want the greens. That is definitely what makes collard greens, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and chop up the half of the case, and then we're gonna go ahead and wash the collard greens, okay? I'll be back. What I did was I cleaned half of my case of collard greens, and these are the half that are cut up, and I had them soaking, okay? I had them soaking for about 20 minutes, and now it's time to clean them. And then what I'm going to do is, once I get finished with these, cleaning them thoroughly, we're going to put these in a pot. Then we're going to start with the second half of the case. Then about the time I get finished, these will be boiling down and I can add, okay? So that's what I like to do too, especially when I'm cooking a lot of collard greens. So now that you had it set for 20 minutes, what I do is I like to scrub them, okay? I like to pick them up and scrub them. And that salt is just like a scrubber, okay? That you're going to be cleaning your greens with. And you'll be surprised how dirty greens are, okay? You just want to make sure that you are washing them really good. And it takes time to wash them. You just can't wash them one time and expect them to be clean. You have to literally clean them over and over again, okay? So you can see the water is dirty, okay? This water is dirty. So you want to make sure that you are thoroughly cleaning them, scrub them, okay? And some of these greens was tough, so that's why I put the accent in there. And I might put a pinch of baking soda in there. It depends on when it boils down. If it tastes a little bit tough, then I'll put a pinch of baking soda in there. Now, when the greens are tough, they're crispy. So that's when you know greens are tough. When you hear a crunch, like a crisp, then yeah, they're tough, okay? So put some accent, let it boil down. If you taste it, if it's a little bit tough, put a pinch of baking soda in there, okay? But you want to keep just repeating this on the first wash. You want to make sure that you get all that out, okay? And have a trash bag by you, because you need to take all this out, and I like to put it in this clean trash bag. That way you won't mess up no dishes. And this it's going to be soaked with water, okay? So you don't want to be messing up some dishes, okay? All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this out, and we're going to repeat it, okay? So just squeeze it like you're squeezing a rag, okay? Just go ahead and put it in there. Because you need to get all these greens out and get some fresh water and repeat it, okay? But I already let it soak in distilled vinegar and peroxide, and all we're going to do is put salt in it, because we're going to always use that as a scrubber to clean our greens. And as I'm taking out the greens, you're going to see how green the water is. That means that it's dirty, okay? So once again, squeeze it like it's a rag, because you want all that water out. So as you see me taking it out, you can see how green that water is. It's dirty. There's no way in one wash that you can clean these greens. If somebody tells you that, please don't eat their greens. You better run as far as you can. So try to get all your greens out, okay? Like you're going fishing for collard greens, y'all, okay? You want to get all of it out and squeeze. Get all that water out. As much water as you can get out of that leaf. Those leaves, I should say. But yeah, these greens are dirty. So you want to slowly let out your water. And I do have a, I have a screener on. And then whatever catching the screen, I'm going to throw out. That way your sink won't be clogged up, okay? So let's rinse out our sink. Let me put all this in here. This is going in the trash. Like I said, I always keep something right by me when I'm cooking. It's all the food that, like all the collard green stems. Okay, so let's rinse this off. And I did have a stopper of the rag so it can fully stop it. Let's clean out this sink really good, you guys. Okay? And all you're going to do is just use your hand and get all this dirt out. And all the leftover collard greens, the little bits and pieces of it. Okay? Because you want to get all this dirt out. See, there's dirt right here at the end. At the end. There's dirt right here at the bottom. Wash it really good. Get all that dirt out. I like to use my hands. That way you can feel if there's sand in there. So I love to use my hands and make sure that everything is clean, which it is. Okay? Alright, so we're going to go ahead and plug up the sink. We're going to go ahead and put some salt in. Now that we got some clean water. Okay, put some salt in. And if you want, you can go ahead and dump in your greens. Dump your greens back in. And just open your bag and get the little leftovers in there. Because you got to make sure they're clean. And if you got to change your bag, change your bag. Because this was the first wash. It's still dirty. Okay? So on the second one, I will be changing my bag. Getting a whole new bag. I'm going to show you how to do this one, and then what you guys are going to do is keep repeating until you get some clear water, like that, okay? It can be a faint green, because you have greens, of course. It'll turn the water a little bit tinted, but that's how you know your greens are clean, okay? But usually, you should be washing your greens to 10 to 12 times. To make sure those greens are sparkly clean, okay? And when I do it on my second wash, I like to put the salt on the bottom and also on the top. So put your salt on the bottom and also on the top. Like I said, this is the scrubber to clean your greens, okay? I put a generous amount on my greens, okay? And as the water is coming, you still want to scrub, okay? And see, you see the difference? Look at that. It looks like a rich green color, okay? It's not like pale white green, you know, because you have the chemicals on there. So you see how nice and green these are? But you still need to wash them, okay? I like mine pretty and green, okay? Just scrub them, baby. Scrub them, scrub them, scrub them. Okay? Get all the cleanliness in there. Alright? Let's turn off our water. And all you guys gonna do is keep doing the same thing. Once you get these greens clean, you're gonna go ahead, put them in the bag. Put some fresh water in there. Put the salt down the bottom, and put the greens in, and put the salt on the top. That's how I like to clean my greens, you guys. Okay. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrub these down. Once I get finished, we're gonna put them in a pot, and then we're going to go ahead and cook these greens, okay? All right, you guys. Keep doing this. Keep repeating the same system until your greens are nice and clean, okay? Like I said, sometimes it takes 10 to 12 times to clean your greens. I don't play when it comes to cleaning this, okay? Especially when it comes to my collard greens, all right? And any other type of food. All right, you guys, I'll be back. Hawaii Fab 808. Check out these collard greens that's in the pot. All right, everybody, you got to make sure that these greens go to a boil. You want to stir it up every 30 minutes. And then what I do is I like to turn them on medium, low, and cook them all night long, okay? So stir it from time to time after that. And when it starts getting dark green, you know it's done. But it takes, with the ham hocks, about 4 to 5 hours, okay? We're gonna go ahead and put the lid on. And I like to put the lid on a little bit open on the side so it doesn't boil over, okay? Until I put it on low, okay? All right, Hawaii Fab 808. We'll see you soon with the finishing results, okay? Matter of fact, before the finishing results. All right. All right, my Hawaii Fab 808 family. This is the finishing product. Don't that look good? Yeah, baby. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, y'all. Hit that button, y'all. Hopefully you try these collard greens. Let me zoom on in. Look at those ham hocks. All right, you guys. Hopefully you try it. Peace and aloha.